I'm Deep Mahaman and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. The festive period is still here. It is still upon us. It's still basically killing our livers and yet managing to make us smile. Liverpool are taking on Sunderland. Whether that will continue, we will find out at the Stadium of Light.
Are they ganja socks or Christmas tree socks?
They are...
Snowflakes?
Christmas ganja leaf, I think. I think somewhere... I thought snowflakes.
If we had a cameraman, we'd be zooming in on that shit right now.
Yeah, exactly. Skeleton
crew for us.
Honestly, we had this discussion on the Christmas subscriber special about presents off my mother-in-law. They were on the side when I got up this morning, and like, I was
to get you a bong as well.
Basically dressed myself in the dark. Liverpool taking on Sunderland. It's an Uncensored match build-up show, as you can probably tell. Chris Page actually.
Hello.
Chrissy Brown shoes.
Chrissy Brown shoes. Oh, wait for the comments, lad. Fucking hell. Wondered why you never mentioned it on the subscriber show.
So Sunderland.
Can't be comfort zone here, Paul. I've got brown shoes on.
I think you look good, mate.
I can't touch them though this way.
I know, yeah.
It's really hard. Can you put these on?
Get some barbecue sauce on them, like.
Oh, no.
I'm
gonna get some spares. Mods, lad. That's what the kids are calling them. Mods.
Mods. What, like
modifications?
GTA, yeah. Like Fallout 4. Anyway, I think we're playing Sunderland.
We are indeed playing Sunderland.
So we got ourselves. That was really exciting. We got ourselves back to winning ways, which was nice.
It was lovely.
We beat the champions elect, which is always good.
Yes, we
did. Sunderland up next. It's. And any normal day, I'd be like, great, yeah, we beat Leicester. That's it, we're finally back on track. We go to Sunderland, we smash them. But because it's Sam Allardyce, I am never 100% confident of these games.
But Paul, you should be optimistic on this.
I'm optimistic.
It could be worse. It could be a Sam Allardyce team at home, and it's not.
I know at Anfield.
It could be at Anfield, but it's not at Anfield, Paul, so we've got a good chance. Do you know what? It's one of them sort of myths. We actually do all right against Sam Allardyce sides. Yeah. It just feels like we don't. Yeah. It's because it's always really stiggy, horrible football.
Yeah. We don't.
Results-wise, we always do all right against them.
I prefer it when he was like Blackburn manager and we had Torres and we used to score boss goals.
Exactly.
And Rafa would do like this. And Allardyce would flip his lids and then hate him forever off the back of it. So look, Sam Allardyce, you saying I don't mind him too much. Actually, we were watching his press conference before. I just think he's a bit of a bell end. Like,
you know what? When I sat behind the dugout for those couple of years, we obviously saw Sam a few times. Like, he's probably the funniest manager. Like, he's genuinely funny and he does have a banter with the fans. And you don't get that on Sky, and you don't see that on Match of the Day or anything. You have a pop at them and he will turn around and shout back at you. He's dead funny. Or when something happens and he might be moaning or something, like, oh, it's a foul. And he's like, and then all the fans are like, ah, you fucking wanker. And Sam Allardyce will just turn around and laugh because he actually thinks it's funny. Yeah. Like, he gets the Scouse banter. So, you know what? I have a different opinion of him just from being sat close to him and not seeing him through the lens all the time.
Absolutely, yeah, good. And the fact that he hates Rafa makes me laugh, and therefore...
he's deluded. He's definitely deluded.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a mad one because, again, look at Sunderland, second from bottom in the league. They're struggling big time. They're 5 points from safety at the minute. They need to start turning it round. They got absolutely fucking tonked by City on Boxing Day. We need to... Allardyce is basically... He spent a lot of his press conference complaining about how they're a bit weak. They're not getting in teams' faces enough and stuff like that. I'm hoping that he hasn't got the players to change that, although Lee Catamol's meant to be coming back in. I really want us to go and put in...
Did Coates go off injured in the last game for them as well?
That's a great question, Chris.
I think he did, you know.
I was really hoping that Coates was available for this game. Old Sebastian, soul of a poet, Coates, and to give him a real ton of time. But we're not going to have a great deal of options, I guess, if Origi's struggling. It's probably going to be Benteke.
They reckon it's a muscular injury. There's no return date yet on Origi. Milner's still supposedly out until like the 5th of January.
Which I was more worried about prior to our performance against Leicester.
Well, you know, I did the starting 11 prediction show, go over and watch that actually after this video, of course. But one of the things that I sort of alluded to and thought that Jordan Henderson may be rested for this game. not dropped in any way, shape or form, but he's coming off the back of a really long injury.
Yeah.
He's had a few games, 2 games in 4 days could just be a little bit too much for him. I either think he's going to miss this game or he's going to miss the West Ham game.
Wow.
And I actually think that this is probably the better game for him to miss.
That's an interesting one. Personally, don't think he'll miss it. I think if he's
Either.
going to miss a game, it'll be Exeter. I think we'll just push him through because
Maybe.
he's got things. He's young. He's
Well,
got
Stoke
the engine.
then. You push him through the Stoke game as
Absolutely.
well.
I don't think you take him out of
Fair play.
unless James
Fair play.
Milner's 100% available. And even then, he's not played a lot of football this season. He's just got back to match fitness. You've got to push players through in certain instances.
Oh, don't get me wrong. If it was me, I'd be pushing through. I'd always say that on the starting 11s. If it was me, I'd do this because I'm not arsed.
Yeah,
But the manager actually has to fucking deal with the consequences.
I don't have to get whinged at by the sports science people. Yeah, no, absolutely agree with that. It'd be interesting to know actually people watching. I mean, what would you do? Would you rest anyone in particular, Jordan Henderson? Like I say, I think he's only just starting to find his form. He needs to be played. I think he just needs to keep playing him. I think you get to that point, you've got the 3 games. Everyone's going to be knackered at some point. I think what I think Jordan Henderson's shown in the last couple of games, and I guess we already knew it, but it's nice to have it backed up by physical performance. He is our best midfielder. Yeah. We're not as good a side without him in that midfield. No one in that midfield can do what he does. No one's got that energy and no one's got that pace in the midfield. And the ability to try stuff, no one's as comfortable doing it as he is. So I think we lose something, and I think we just need to keep ticking away and keep him getting better and better and better. Anyway.
I think there's also a call that Lucas is probably maybe a good shout for this game regardless, because you know what, Sam Allardyce teams have long since been known to be a long ball side, haven't he?
Yeah.
Now, Lucas isn't the biggest of players by any stretch, but I think he relishes those sort of headers a lot more than the likes of Jordan Henderson and Emre Can. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Lucas come in, whether it be for Can or Henderson, to be honest with you, because it's quite an important game, this, and Lucas could well fit in for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think the interesting one is, having seen how poorly we performed against Watford and how the setup didn't work for us, and Allardyce actually talked about how you go against what Liverpool are going to be doing, and he mentioned what Tony Pulis did. He mentioned Crystal Palace. He mentioned Watford, and generally speaking Leicester as well. I think it's an interesting case study for us, the Leicester game, and do we go and say, well, these are probably going to try and do. They'll probably be looking at the Watford game, Allardyce and Cohen going, we'll try and do that to the best of our ability, I think. So do we go, they're going to do that, so we're going to carry on, we're going to stick with the sort of pseudo 4-4-2 that we went with against Leicester. We're actually going to play quite direct football ourselves, and we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, I think you're right in terms of they'll probably definitely look to be playing the same way that Watford. I think they're going to sit back a lot more than Watford did. I think they'll pick their opportunities a little bit more carefully. I think Watford, obviously being the home team, will change that. You know, I think Sunderland will play like an away team. That's probably the difference, although in setup and style they'll be exactly the same. I think it's going to be down to Liverpool. I think it's going to be one of those Anfield type home games for us, if you know what I mean. You know, we're going to have to be patient. They're going to be well drilled at the back. We're probably going to have to play ourselves through the middle of their team, and you know, it could be a game for Jordan Ibe, this. You know, it could be one of them where we need to get him in if he's fit, because Christian Benteke needs some type of service, and you know, I think you know there is the option there for Jordan Ibe, whether he comes on late in the game or he starts the game. I don't know. It's
an interesting one because again, when we were discussing on the final word show, I think the idea of what I'm supposed to do and take you talk about the Benteke service, I just don't think he does that. You know what I mean? He's meant to, because that's what wingers are meant to do. He gets in the right positions.
Wins lots of corners though and stuff, doesn't
he?
Lovren can hit a header from a corner, just not in the goal.
Do you know at the goal, on target?
At some point, he's going to get 7 goals in a year for those Dejan Lovren.
Dejan Lovren's definitely going to score from a corner soon. But yeah, what I mean is in terms of, we talked about the service for Benteke, and I think that, you know, we're saying like Alan Shearer banging on about match of the day. The service to Benteke is best when it's actually just to his feet and stuff.
Well,
you know?
To be fair as well, Ibe's best crosses are ones that are low down. He tends to mess them up when he's lofting them in, or you know, whipping the ball in. Like, he's not that good a crosser. You know, the type of, who was it who cut it back against Leicester for Coutinho just on the edge of the box. I can't remember who that was. Was it Lallana?
A player.
That's the type of ball that I think we need to be getting in the box for somebody hitting the byline, pulling it back across low with a little bit of pace and stuff.
Oh shit, yeah, I know which one you mean. God, he wasn't. They cut it back for Firmino, and the one where
Coutinho hit it over the bar.
Was that the one where? No, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of another one where he cuts it back and plays it behind Firmino. But that either way,
yeah, it's that one. It's behind Firmino, and it's Coutinho on the end. Yeah. That's the type of ball that we need to be getting in. Hit the byline, get it in back across someone running from deep.
It is interesting. Like I say, I personally, I'd stick with the 4-4-2 to a certain, or whatever. Again, whatever variation on that is. Go two up top because, as you say, they're not going to come out and play anyway. So I think we just need to put them under as much pressure as we possibly can. And I think the problem is that there's a temptation to try and do what we did against Newcastle, and it didn't work at all. And that's Benteke on his own up front, and it would probably end up being like Coutinho on the left wing and Ibe on the right wing or something like that. And we ended up in the Newcastle game with just 3 completely isolated individuals, whereas again we were the home side against Leicester. But I think more along those lines is that you've got Henderson in the sense of the par. The question's more over who you play alongside them. I think in there, I'd pretty much continue with the same side, except obviously Benteke probably starts if Origi's not available. And then I asked the question: do you just put Lucas in just to provide that little bit extra cover instead of Emre Can? Maybe
you've got it 100% spot on with what my starting 11 prediction was. But go and check that video out regardless.
Spoilers. Yeah, I would like to just see us get, because we said this last season under Rodgers, is that if you can get 2 up top working, don't wait for the right players for it. Just get it working with what you've got. And so when the right players become available, they just slot straight in there. So when Daniel Sturridge could be an option. Klopp said he wants him to do this mini pre-season where he's just basically saying you're not in contention, you're going to go away and you're going to get yourself fit as though you're starting a new season, so he's ready for it. Daniel Sturridge was posting on like Instagram or something saying I'm back training and I'm ready to go. It could be an option for this game. If he comes back in, I guess he's ready, given what Klopp said. But in terms of that though, in terms of the 2 up front, if we've got Sturridge available, I'd go Sturridge and Benteke.
It'd be so tempting to do that, but I think Klopp's right in what he's saying. You've got to get the guy fit because, if you can't get Sturridge fit, we need a 30-40 million pound striker. So it's that important that this mini pre-season's such a good idea. Like I know, but we need an
actual one.
A goal scoring 30 to 40 million pound striker that suits our system.
I was thinking this the other day about this because everyone always goes on bangs. Fans of other team always bang on about Liverpool and say like, look, you spend the money. And I was thinking about this, and Benteke being a prime example. Benteke, we spent like 32.5 million say on him. So that's like puts him in the bracket. He's the second most expensive player we've ever bought. Mm-hmm. That kind of price tag.
In the Andy Carroll bracket.
Absolutely. Puts him in but it puts him in the Aguero bracket for how much City paid for him, albeit a few years ago, so inflation and what have you. The problem we've got ultimately is that look at what 30-odd million pound players at clubs like Man United and Chelsea and Real Madrid and Barcelona and all that, what are they earning? They're all earning 150, 200 grand a week. I bet Christian Benteke is probably on about 80, 90. Yeah. I think if that, and it tells you everything you need to know about sometimes the option, the quality of player that you have available, the price tag's often misleading in terms of Liverpool play.
As far as Christian Benteke goes, I'm comfortable in saying 32.5 million, and I agreed with the sign of Benteke at the time, and I still do to a large part. I still think we can get him working. I just think it's a matter of getting 2 up top. As far as Christian Benteke goes, we overpaid. Yeah. I think we overpaid for Adam Lallana. I think we tend to overpay for these British-based players. Yeah. So Christian Benteke, maybe 25 million. But you look at the likes of the Man Cities of this world, they're paying, as we've mentioned in the subscriber show, they're paying 50 million for their 3rd best attacking midfielder. Yeah. So in terms of world football, what we're getting for 32.5 million is nothing like what the teams above us. For that extra 15 million, you're getting a 20-year-old, 21-year-old who could end up being absolutely bang world class. top of the game, best wingers in
but
the
equally
in the
not being
world.
asked if they're not, which is the problem that they can have. And
I think that 32.5 million, it's just skewed slightly. I think, you know, Boney's a £30 million striker. Look at him now.
Yeah.
Struggling in much the same way that Christian Benteke is.
Yeah, he's not, again, because he's not a 30 million. Yeah, exactly. I know you're dead right on that. And the good thing about Benteke, again, we said this on the final word, is that he is scoring goals. Not scoring lots of goals, but he's still scoring goals. And when he's given the right service, and again, as discussed, it's not what Alan Shearer thinks. It's not floating balls to his head. That's the thing. He can score them because he's a great header of the ball. But again, look at the goals he scores. Look at the goal he scores against Chelsea. He gets a little deflection, but you know he's got the ball in the box. He's a good finisher. Yeah. Get it to his feet. Get it to his chest. Get him. Stop giving it to him with his back to goal. Because we said his fucking touch is dreadful. He's actually not very good at bringing other people into the game. I think he's better at leading the line. But also, and it was like, what was intelligent about the match today analysis was this one where he's trying to run in behind. I think it's Lallana.
I've been saying this for weeks, haven't I?
Play the ball early. I think he can get in behind and cause problems.
I've been saying it for weeks. When he's there and he's pointing to the spot, give the man a fucking ball. Instead of going, oh, maybe it's Christian Benteke, he's probably not going to make this. Let him fucking be to the side. In fact, if the striker wants the ball there, play it to him there, because he's going to do better. He's got the ideas of what he wants to do.
You know what else would be lovely in this game? If we started passing the ball in front of our men.
Just winds me off for 2 to 3 years. This has been pissing me off now.
It's
a fucking joke.
The
mate.
fullbacks. We're attacking Clyde's at full tilt going down the wing, and we play the ball either 2 feet or 2 foot behind them. So we just has to slow down and stop and pick it up and then laboriously knock it around. I just want to see what I thought was great about the performance against Leicester was how we just didn't fuck about. Like Jordan Henderson, at every given opportunity, was just looking to stick it forward. Knock it forward, stick it over the top, catch them. It's like, basically, it's old school Pro Evo tactics. Get a good old fashioned chip through ball in there and let your striker run onto it. Yeah. Why not? Don't worry about the fact that it's not gorgeous football. Don't give a fuck. You know what's fit about football? Goals, Chris. Got it in one. Just score some goals and stop worrying about the rest. Yeah. Score prediction?
3-0 Liverpool. Yeah.
Good.
I've had this one in the bank for a couple of days
Really?
now. Yeah. I don't know why. I just feel like it's our time to shine, baby.
Good. I really hope Fabio Borini doesn't score.
Nah, he's not going to. He's scored his 2 goals for this season.
Yeah. I'm going to go, you know what?
Anyway, he can't score. It's 3-0 Liverpool.
Yeah, there you go.
Unless he scores an Oggy or 2.
I'll have a 1-0 to Liverpool.
You'll have one.
Yeah.
Stiggy last minute goal for me.
No. Quite the opposite.
Early
Stiggy
goal.
First minute goal. Worldy of a first minute goal. That's the exact opposite.
Benteke to miss one open goal. No minutes to play.
Yeah, why not? I don't care. Yeah, just in this instance.
Bold prediction for the game.
Lee Well, it's actually not a bold prediction, but Lee Catamol's going to come in and get sent off. Yeah, bank it on that to happen. Absolutely. Wes Brown might be starting. That would be good.
Yeah, I don't get him. I've never got him.
Never understood him.
No.
Anyway, we're going to wrap that up there. Let us know your score predictions in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts on who should be starting for Liverpool. If you want to do more of that kind of general chat, go and check out the Starting 11 prediction show. Even though we now know pretty much what Chris has gone for, you never really know what's going to happen. There might be mad trumpet noises. Can I just have this camera for a second, Aubrey? Can I just assure everyone watching at home there will not be mad trumpet? There's no mad trumpet noises. I'm assured by Aubrey that there is no.
I farted once, but I think we cut that out.
There are no mad. Well, there's one potential trumpet noise. There's an arse trumpet noise, but that's
it was an SBD, Paul.
So there you go. So if that's been putting you off, going back to the start, it's gone. It's eradicated. It was a thing Chris tried. He's been sufficiently reprimanded.
Sometimes you've just got to try these things, and sometimes they don't work out.
We'll say no more on that. Give this video a thumbs up. Thanks very much for watching. Do check out the subscriber shows on the redmentv.com. They're fucking amazing.
I've just realised it.
What?
No, go on, carry on. Nothing. No, it's fine. Just carry on. Just carry on. No, off camera, yeah.
Stay tuned to find out what... Yeah, no. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy the match, and we'll be back post-Sunderland. Ta-ra.
With Lovren, Sacco and Alberto Moreno. I think that Klopp might just change it up a little bit. You know, Chan and Henderson started in the weekend against Leicester City, but I think Lucas might come back into this game and Emre Can. Now, the reason I think that this might happen is just because still Henderson's come off what was a really lengthy injury, and you know, a couple of games in 4 days with another game looming against West Ham in the very near future could